I started this gangster shit. Mr. Mother, thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit. And Mr. Mother, thanks I get. Hello.
Miles Morales was created for two reasons. One, to protect Marvel's investment in Spider-Man with the impending, back in 2011, the impending Ditko Estates Copyright Act of 1976 based copyright cancellation lawsuit against Marvel to retrieve the rights of Amazing Fantasy number 15, the first appearance of Peter Parker Spider-Man. Steve Ditko, the creator, had every right, and his family had every right to sue Marvel to retain and regain the rights to Spider-Man. So Marvel created a new Spider-Man that had nothing to do with the Peter Parker that appeared in Amazing Fantasy number 15. That's the first reason why Marvel created this character. Make no mistake. Second reason was to call the fans racist. That's it. To call people racist. And they've been using Miles Morales as a weapon against the fans, against the comic books, the comic book community, retailers, and now poor Rob Liefeld as well. We'll get into that in just 1 second. Before we get into that, please do me a favor. Help me push back against this shadow ban imposed by YouTube on channels like this one. By subscribing to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, this channel right here, pushing, ringing the bell for notifications, and also sharing this video, liking this video, doing everything you can to interact with it. I will be reading all your comments, and I'll respond to ones if you have good questions. I'll answer those questions. Now on to the video. Listen, Rob Liefeld's in the media again, and the reason why Rob is currently the target of attack is because Rob came out with a very milquetoast kind of thing. He said, listen, guys, woke comics are real. That's actually a real thing. There's a woke comics community, and I avoid them because they're like a hive mind of just groupthink, and I just stay away from those people. Now, it was no big deal. What he said was, it wasn't even as extreme as I made it sound. It was just very simple. He ended up having to delete it because he was attacked and swarmed by the cancel pigs and the hive mind that he said existed. They actually proved his tweet, and he said, I don't think I really want to get into this, but they're talking about it now, and they're saying, look, we've lost Ethan Van Sciver, we've lost Shane Davis, we've lost Dale Keown, we've lost Chuck Dixon, we've lost Mike Barron, we've lost a ton of great creators, Graham Nolan, all of Comicsgate, and now Mark Miller as well. Mark Miller is a super successful millionaire. He's an executive over at Netflix. He doesn't he's spending his free time trying to rescue the comic book industry. He's an amazing guy. It's hard to really come down against him, but they are coming down against him. And now what? Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool, he comes out too, and he just says, yeah, this stuff is real. We got to shut this down now. That's what they're saying. We got to quiet these people down and understand something. Here's the thing. These people are so arrogant. They think that they hold your legacy, the validity of your creative work within the comic book industry in the palms of their hands. At a whim, they can just dispose of it and say that your career had no value whatsoever. You never did anything of importance. They did that to me today. I had to point out to them that you're looking at the father of the emotional spectrum in Green Lantern. You're looking at the creator of the Black Lanterns. You're looking at the creator of so many of the new X-Men characters that are currently being used by Marvel to this day. Marvel just sent me a royalty check out of the blue, straight from Disney. It was wonderful. Thank you, Marvel. Appreciate that. That was the one good thing that you've done in a long time. But in any case, they're doing it to Rob Liefeld now. They're just like, nothing he ever did was ever important. He's this and that. Okay, well, listen, the Deadpool movie would argue with you. The existence of Deadpool, one of the most popular characters in comics right now, created by Rob Liefeld. You can't deny, you'd have to be crazy to deny that. I think I just proved my point. These people are crazy. Anyway, this article's coming after Rob Liefeld and basically trying to paint him as a racist, somebody who was a white male. He's not aware of the racism that exists all around him. That's what this article, the only reason this article exists is because Rob Liefeld dared to come out and say, no, woke people in comics, the woke comic mafia He didn't use that word. I'm gonna use that word for him. The woke comics mafia is a real thing in comics, and I've seen it and I avoid it because he just said that. They feel like he fed us red meat, like Comicsgate, you, me, red meat, and so therefore he must be destroyed. Rob Liefeld has his own memories, they say, about the racism of Miles Morales' debut. First of all, Heidi McDonald, who is one of the queen bitches of the Whisper Network. I mean, this woman is absolutely a witch. She is involved in intimidating retailers, intimidating people in general to toe the party line when it comes to the left's agenda in comics. She actually goes to retailers after they've shuttered their doors. They're like, I got to close the doors. I can't sell anything, so we're out of business. She goes and interviews them for articles and tries to get them to admit. She's like, but it had nothing to do with woke, right? It's not that woke comics did this to you, right? We didn't do this to you, did we? And of course, there's like this implied social threat. And the threat you're seeing what's going to happen to you if you ever argue with these people or disagree with them right here. So she's just saying, look, Glenn O'Leary, who was a retailer who did have the baldacity, which is a combination of balls and audacity, baldacity, to come out and say, look, these woke comics aren't very good because all it is just crazy people, usually ladies, who are just superimposing their nonsense lives, their boring lives on super characters, and I don't want to read about that. Like, that's just not what I want to read. And then you got people just, worried about things that just don't matter. Like, it used to be a thing that, Americans believed, and I'm sure this was a big part of our culture, where it's like, hey, we don't care what you look like. We care about the content of your character. And racism, being aware of your race, being proud of your race, is not a good thing. That's like a bad thing. But SJWs and these cancel pigs, they rely on that. They rely on grouping people into boxes and making them angry because of the color of their skin or their sexual identity or their gender. They need to control people by making them angry about things that they can't control about themselves, like just weird identity fundamentals that have nothing to do with who they are as people, or nobody should ever define themselves as these characteristics. Again, that's where their power comes from. So once again, Heidi McDonald here, she says, the tell in that retailer bit is when he mentions that people grew up reading Miles Morales. Miles debuted in 2011, was criticized right away for not being Peter Parker. I don't need to show you all the racist takes on Miles. You were there, but he's a beloved classic. That's how it works. You introduce something new and people like it. So much of this discourse shows an absolute dismissal of introducing anything new. That's called death, true death of ideas. What exactly is new about Spider-Man except a different kid as Spider-Man? What is new about that? Did we need another Spider-Man? Did we, as readers, need another Spider-Man? How is that new? That isn't new. I mean, it's an interesting little addition to the Spider-Man universe, but there have been plenty of those. They come and go. What's interesting about Miles Morales is entirely that he debuted in 2011 while Marvel Comics was watching the Superman copyright trial go down against the Siegel family. They got scared, and they knew in a few years they'd have to be facing down the Ditko estate, and so they created Miles. Now, the thing that they did was they made Miles Morales black. Why? Because Obama was president. Identity was a big part of the current discourse, unfortunately. And secondly, they'd use his race as a shield. If you're not happy about the fact that they're sublimating and embarrassing Peter Parker, they've made him kind of a jackass, a jerk. He's now a cuckold. It's like then... and so you don't like Miles Morales? Could it be because he's black? Is that what it is? You a bigot? You're a racist? Rob Liefeld, on the other hand, just comes out and says, honest to God, I don't remember any racist reactions to Miles. No doubt his popularity has grown over time, but look at this, also worth the note. Spider-Man is Marvel's top brand. In other words, what Rob is saying is it really doesn't matter. If you put Spider-Man out there, anything Spider-Man, you're just standing on the shoulders of Steve Ditko and Stan Lee. Anything Spider-Man is going to succeed wildly because it's Spider-Man. It's like everybody loves Spider-Man. They want to read about Spider-Man. So what is this? A kind of Spider-Man? Okay. Let me look into it. Now, of course, Rob Liefeld saying that. Rob was just, Rob was on the ground at that time, just, being a comic book creator, being a comic book publisher. And he's like, I don't remember too much racism. Well, Marvel does. Marvel remembers because Marvel collected instances of people being racist. Here it is right here. Here's some of the comments that were approved by moderators to run. Yes, of course. Marvel Comics, I'm not going to click on this. I don't want to read this stuff. You can if you want to. Go to this article and click on it if you'd like to read. And you'll see that Marvel Comics definitely collected these racist comments as a way of saying, is this you? They did it because they wanted to beat up the fans. They did it because they wanted to say to the fans that you're racist. And this is what they've been doing all along. They've been doing this for like 10 years now, just beating up on the fans, being mean to the fans. If you don't like this new stuff we're feeding you, it's probably because you're racist. And indeed, that is the situation. They're using this now, the same thing, to go after Rob Liefeld. Make no mistake, Rob, Bleeding Cool is doing this to you because you did come out and you spoke the truth. You said that there is a woke cult within comics, and it's best to steer clear of them. It's no coincidence that we see the same names over and over and over responding to this. When you say there's the wokesters in comics, these people are cancel pigs, why does Heidi McDonald feel the need to speak up? Why does Bleeding Cool feel the need to do articles and run cover for this idea? Why? Why is it that the same people, Ryan Higgins, that little piglet, why is he making videos, or not videos, he's tweeting out nonsense, hateful nonsense about Rob Liefeld, talking about how he hates Mark Miller and always has. Why? Why is it always the same names? Because they're squealing like the piggies they are. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave me messages. Also, of course, let me remind you, please do subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm going to make daily content on this whole thing. I will always be making videos. Share this video. And listen, here's the other thing. Maybe I forgot to say this. You don't have to read any of this. You don't have to participate. You don't have to be a part of Marvel Comics. You don't have to buy their comics. They clearly don't like you. They clearly think you're racist. They want to collect evidence against you to prove in the media that you're racist. Why not just say, you know what? You don't want my money. That's fine. I'm not going to buy your comics. And instead, go check out the indie comic scene, including my book, which is great. It's called Cyberfrog. The links are in the description below. And watch this trailer. Watch.